Hello everyone. As I mentioned in my message in Moodle, so I won't be able to have a webinar on coming Tuesday. So now you will get the instructions or the information here in a video form. And this won't be really long, so don't worry, you don't have to watch 90 minutes of video. The last part is called planning a plan. And this is the part where you are expected to write a proper report. And in a way, this is also the part where you make preparations for the final digital marketing plan if you are planning to write one. And in a way, idea is also to draw everything together what you've been doing earlier. So planning a plan. And if you want to make it right, you must plan your steps. That is the topic here. So what is it? This is the part that has confused many students, but everything that you do starts with a plan, some sort of plan. It can be a business plan where you make or where you include information underneath specific topics, and then based on that plan you then implement your business. It can be a project plan. Again, you have a certain structure, you have certain information to put underneath those topics in the structure, and then based on that you again implement your project. As well as research plan. Those of you who are writing your thesis know that you are asked to do a thesis plan or a research plan. You plan how you do a research, you plan how you write your thesis in order to implement that. So now we are planning how you write your final digital marketing plan. So that is the idea here. And how it goes is that first of all, introducing what are the steps in a plan in general. Now please notify, this is a very general form of plan. This goes for everything. All the plans that I mentioned earlier can be included here. This isn't digital marketing plan specifically. This is the general model, and actually your idea then in the assignment is to find out what are the topics, what is the contents in a digital marketing plan. So this is now just a general plan, but it starts with introduction. So introduce the subject. What is the company? What is the idea that you are doing here? It can be a campaign, it can be a specific target group you are aiming for, it can be a new product you are launching to the market and so on, but introduce it to the reader so that he or she knows what this is all about, the report here. Then you start with the analysis. You study and analyze the background information. It can be consumers or customers, it can be the company as such, it can be competitors, all the analysis that you've done already during this course. So that is the analysis part. Now the idea is to draw it together actually in the final digital marketing plan. So draw the information together what you've been doing. It's also analyzing the risks, for instance, analyzing the channels as well, which channel suits us best. Based on that information you set goals, then you plan the implementation, you give your plan a budget, so how much is this going to cost, and also you share responsibilities so that this is the real life event. Everyone knows who is responsible for which action, because if you just say that someone is going to do it, no one's going to do it. And then in the end you've got to plan how you are going to follow up the thing and how you are going to measure your actions as such. So how are these then related to each other? How they connect? First of all, there is the background information, and when you study the background information you already get ideas of the implementation. This is something that you should improve, this is something that is good already, so stick with it or increase that you also get some ideas of the goals. Now when you've done Alexa, for instance, you see that okay, this should be increased in the future, and so on. So you have ideas of the goals, you have ideas of the implementation. So if you have done the background analysis properly, it is quite easy to set goals. It is quite easy to then implement, because you have already the information there, you have the suggestions there. So in a way, it's just going for it. Also then the goals, all the implementation, once you have set the goals, all the implementation, all the activities that you are planning, they should aim for reaching the goals. And you should also write it down there, not just saying that these are the actions that we are going to do, but and activities that we are going to do, but also write out how does this activity help the company to reach the goal that you have set earlier. Of course, the goal can come from the company as well, but still. So activities aren't just done that this sounds fun and this is good and so on, but they always have a purpose, and the purpose is to reach the goals. And then in the end you have the follow-up and measurement, and again, once you have set the goals, you've got to know if you have reached them. And without follow-up and measurement, it is quite hard to know if you have reached them or not. So that is the reason for the follow-up and measurement. And as mentioned in the end, so and explained earlier, so you should write everything down, not just saying what you are doing or what the facts are, but also explaining the cause effect relationships that are in your plan. So that is other most important. It's also important in your thesis, it's also important in any other plan, whatever plan it is that you are writing, so that the reader sees the connections right away, and there is a connection. So everything is done for a reason. No, it's not just that, yeah, because I like analysis, so you've got to do lots of analysis. Analysis is the basis for everything. Usually in companies it is 80% research that they do, and 20% is for the implementation. So if you think of that division, so you understand why even during this course we are emphasizing the analysis quite a lot. So for assignment 8, for plan the plan, you should write a proper report, as mentioned earlier, with following contents. And I'm not telling you again the exact contents what you are writing, but you should tell me, or write there in your report, how a digital marketing plan is done, what kind of parts it include. So it means that you are writing some theoretical framework there. You are telling me based on some objective sources that what and how, or how a digital marketing plan is written and what elements it include. Theory. The next step is that you also tell me, now once you have this structure that this is the digital marketing plan, these are the topics there, explain them a little bit, then based on that you have told that, then you tell very shortly that how could this be done, or what does this mean for my digital marketing plan underneath each topic. But you do not write a plan as such. You don't have to do the analysis in assignment 10. You don't have to write anything about the suggestions or details and so on. So we are just planning. We are having the rough structure that what are we going to do once we are writing the final digital marketing plan in your case. So the final digital plan, if you now decide to write it, then that one is the one where you have then the details of your project. This is just planning how to write a plan. And I also emphasize that this is the proper report. This is the only proper report besides the final digital plan that you have to write here. So there is only two Of course, some of you have decided to use reports earlier, and that's just fine. But now this and the final digital marketing plan, those are the ones that you need to use a thesis layout. You've got to add sources to your text and also some sort of reference list what you have used. So try to imitate the thesis model as well as you can. And that is for assignment 8. So here is one example of a plan structure related to digital marketing. Let's see the video. It's almost 2 minutes long. So, as you noticed, our online visibility plan follows the same structure as showed you early on. Now it's your job to find the digital marketing plan structure. So let's go one step further on. This is the end of the lesson, or the short introduction to planning a plan. Thank you very much.